I'm going to show you how to sign up for Lyft Express Pay, which allows you to get paid by Lyft in seconds. Kicking it off, how do you sign up for Lyft Express Pay or Lyft Instant Cash Outs? First off, you have to go to your account settings, then go to pay and tax info, and then in order to quote unquote sign up for Lyft Express Pay, all you need to do is add in a debit card. When it comes to getting paid by Lyft, you get paid normally, in case you didn't know, once a week via direct deposit to your bank account. So in order to get paid by Lyft, normally you connect your bank account. When it comes to Lyft Express Pay, however, you have to connect your debit card, which is then linked to your bank account. So in a sense, and I'll talk about this a bit later in the video, in a sense, it is going directly to your bank account in a sense, but the way it gets there is via your debit card. So when it comes to signing up for Lyft Express Pay, make sure you enter in the right debit card that's connected to the exact bank account you eventually want the money to appear in. Once that debit card is on your account, cashing out is super easy. All you're gonna do is click the money icon on your main dashboard. You're gonna see how much you've earned in that past week. You wanna click that icon that says cash out. A thing will pop up saying, hey, here's how much you're going to cash out. As a quick side note, they do take out 85 cents as a transaction fee. So for example, I was cashing out $530, but technically, if we're being super technical, I was actually getting $529.15. Back in the day, as a funny side note, when Lyft Express Pay and Lyft Instant Cash Outs first came about, they only charged you 50 cents. Now it's 85 cents. So maybe in a few years from now, will be $1. I don't know. But anyway, at this point, we hit confirm, and then you notice that it is processing. And then, after a certain period of time, you'll see it's complete, and that money is now instantly in your bank account. Now, there's 5 things I do want to mention as just things you should know when it comes to using Lyft Express Pay. One is the logistics. Now, like I said, this is going directly into your bank account, but it first goes to your debit card and then your bank account. So, like I said earlier, in common speak, it's going into your bank account. However, you do need a debit card in order for it to go into your bank account. So let's say you do have a bank account and it's connected to your Lyft app already. That's why you get paid via direct deposit once a week, but you don't have a debit card, or at least not yet. You do need one in order to do Lyft Express Pay. Another thing I'm gonna talk about when it comes to the logistics is now the time. What's great about this, honestly, it's not like Venmo, where, in case you've never used Venmo, it's a way to send money between friends and everything. If, like, say you cash out your earnings or your money that you have in your Venmo account, it takes like 1 to 3 business days or something like that. With Lyft Express Pay, not the case. You hit that button and it's there almost instantly. I find for me, maybe less than a half an hour or 20 minutes, right? It's that quick, which is awesome. And like I showed you earlier, you'll see this kind of complete kind of sign on your main dashboard when you click your earnings. And this is pretty awesome because I've used this analogy or example a lot in a lot of different videos. That let's say if you're like, shoot, oh my God, I need to pay a bill and it's $100. If I don't pay it now, it's going to go up, or I'm going to get a fine, or, a lot more bad stuff can happen. You can go out, drive, make that $100, hit a button. It's instantly in your bank account. And being more specific, probably within like 20 minutes, it's that quick. And then you can quickly and easily now use that money to pay for whatever you want. One last thing I want to mention is Lyft Direct. This is up to you. I personally don't do this, but I know some people that do. You can get a free debit card from Lyft. There are some perks with it. So what you can do if you want is not only use Lyft Express Pay to cash out instantly, but you can also use the Lyft Direct or the Lyft debit card and have the money go instantly to there. So that way, let's say if you want that money to go instantly to your Lyft Direct card and then use that however you want, you can. But honestly, I think just to make things a bit easier, it's just easiest to have your own debit card linked. That way it goes directly into your own bank account. Number 2, what's the catch? Is there any catch or anything you need to worry about? Is there any advantage to not using Lyft Express Pay? Honestly, just that 85 cents. Every single time you do cash out, they will charge you an 85-cent transaction fee. I mean, let's just round it to $1. So for $1, that money's instantly in your account. I mean, that's really the only disadvantage. That's the only negative part or catch when it comes to Lyft Express Pay. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome. Now, in terms of the other end, is there any advantage to, like, say, leaving that money in your account and letting it just happen via direct deposit like it does normally, and it happens once a week. Honestly, I guess one, you're not being charged that extra 85 cents. Two, maybe it's a spending thing. Like, let's say, and everyone's different, right? Everyone's different. Maybe to you, if you instantly cash out that money, you see it in your bank account, maybe you're more tempted to spend it, right? I mean, everyone's different. I know some people who say, you know what? I'd rather just get paid once a week. It happens automatically. I don't have to manually do it, right? Because with Lyft Express Pay, you do have to manually click that button to withdraw. They're like, you know what? I'd rather it just happen normally. I don't want to see that money, like say, instantly in my bank account and then I go and spend it on something stupid, right? So I guess that's the only advantage I can think of, is that one, you're not spending that extra 85 cents in terms of that transaction fee. And then two, maybe it helps you save or spend money a bit better, I guess. But being honest, there's really no downside to using Lyft Express Pay. Number three, do you have to use this? No. So once you sign up, and by signing up, as you saw earlier, all you're really doing is connecting your debit card to the Lyft Driver App. And at this point, you can do this pretty much, in a sense, however you want. If, let's say, for 3 months, you just get direct deposit once a week normally, you never manually cash out, and then one time, you're like, oh, shoot, you know what? I actually think I need this money today. Boom, you hit that button. Remember, like I said earlier, you get automatically cashed out, in a sense, once a week, and you get your earnings from the previous week via direct deposit. When it comes to Lyft Express Pay, you do have to do this manually, but it's not like Lyft says, hey, you have to do this once a month or else you lose the access to it, whatever. No, you can go back and forth. And so let's say if sometimes you're just like, hey, direct deposit works for me, it happens once a week, that's fine. But let's say there's other times you decide to do Lyft Express Pay, go for it, right? I will say though, there are some limitations. So what are the limits? First off, you can only do this maximum 5 times a day. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's a lot. I feel like when it comes to Lyft Express Pay, when I've done it, it's really only once a day. I'll drive, like say when I'm done and fully done, I hit that button. But keep this in mind, if for whatever reason, like say you're like really trying to pay something off, or you're, for whatever reason, you need that money in your bank account ASAP. And I'm talking ASAP, you can only do this maximum 5 times a day. The second limit, which I feel like is kind of funny, but I might as well mention it, is you can only do this up to maximum $3,000. Which I'm not gonna lie, even making $3,000 in a week driving for Lyft and as a Lyft driver is pretty ridiculous. But I want to mention this. I mean, let's say I'm making this up. Let's say you have a crazy week, or let's say you refer one of your friends to drive for Lyft, and you get a $1,000 Lyft referral, and then you drive and you're hustling, and you somehow bang out $2,000. Now you have $3,000 in your account, like say in change, and you're like, oh, cool, I have $3,000 in my account. Oh, I'm gonna cash out now. Why not? And you hit that button, and it will actually stop you from doing so. So let's say if you are in that predicament, and let's say you think you might have a crazy week via like Lyft referrals or rides or whatever, or bonuses or incentives, whatever it is, this is something to keep in mind that you can only cash out less than $3,000. Being honest, the limits are super far that, to be honest, you really don't ever really have to worry about them. And last, but definitely not least, this does not reset the money counter. So let's say once you cash out, the next day it's gonna look like this. So you'll see the earnings for that week, but you won't see any money in that purple icon to click. I wanted to mention this because the first couple of times I did Lyft Express Pay, I remember doing it, and the next couple of days I went to check my earnings, and I'm like, oh, wait, I made $500 or $1,000 or $200 or whatever. Oh, I completely forgot about this. And then when I went to cash out, or when I was expecting that money, I realized, oh yeah, that counters for my entire week, not including the money I've already cashed out. Now, I feel like this is pretty obvious, I think, to maybe most people, but I didn't want to mention it because it did kind of trick me up a little bit. So keep that in mind that, let's say at the end of a week, if you're expecting, let's say $500, because it says that, but you cashed out $200, remember you're only getting $300. So you can't kind of mix and match. You can, let's say, I'm making this up again, $500 in a week. You cash out $200 at one point, and then that extra $300 will be sent to your bank account as it's done normally. But keep in mind, I want to mention this, that let's say you are expecting $500 because you forgot that you did that instant cash out, or you did use Lyft Express Pay. Keep in mind that any amount you have cashed out via Lyft Express Pay is not included in that entire weekly total.